This is Stanislav Angelo from Accordion Shop Cape Town. I'm the accordion teacher and accordion advisor from this shop. And today I'm going to start a series of 3 lessons. Some of you might have seen my series of beginner accordion lessons. I'm going to put the link in the description of this video for those. However, if you still think that you have to go through beginner lessons, what I'm going to show today is perhaps a little bit too much for now. So one of my students, my adult students, asked me to make an easy arrangement for the Antonio Vivaldi's Spring concerto. You probably heard the famous 4 Seasons by Antonio Vivaldi. There are 4 concertos. Each concerto is dedicated to a season. And he specifically wanted the beginning of the spring, the first movement of that concerto, to be simplified as much as possible. I have myself recorded this series of 4 concertos together with another 2 musicians. I think it was in 2016, it was for one of the local radio stations here in Cape Town, and then later that was released on a CD, which you can buy now from Good Music. It can be downloaded or bought as a hard copy CD. I will put the link to that as well. And then many times it has been performed live, and then also we have a recording that's been on TV. There will be a link also to an extract from that video of us playing the Vivaldi 4 Seasons. So anyway, when I was arranging this, I realized that there's quite a lot of things one needs to omit from the original score of Vivaldi. And here is what you can have a look now, what the Vivaldi score looks for a string orchestra and solo violin. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of notes going on, and then there is a piano score, which I'm going to play for you now a little bit from there. So if I would be playing, if I'm to be doing really justice, if I'm playing this as a solo accordion, it's for a quite advanced accordion player. So it will sound something like this. And so on. So there's a lot of notes to be played at the same time, and not only that, but as you can see, there are a lot of semiquavers and little notes that a lot of beginners get scared of. So the version that I made is good for someone that can play songs from, let's say, Palmer and Hughes Book 3, Book 4. If you can play songs from there, you should be able to handle this version of Vivaldi. And this is what the version looks like. So if you paid attention, 1 bar of the original of Vivaldi score here equals to 2 bars. So all the quaver notes now are becoming crotchets, and all the semiquavers are quavers. So for a beginner, it's always easy to read these longer notes. However, it depends how fast you play it can still sound the same. I've also tried to make it as easy as possible to know what happens with the fingering. As you can see, there is some fingering written with blue, some written with red with a little square around it, and some little in green. So just to give you an idea what it means, the green means that we have to stretch fingers. The hand is not in the perfect position next to each other. The red fingers with the little square around them means that we must go either under or over. So that is the finger that goes under or over. And that's about all. Why is going to be 3 lessons? Because as I was arranging it, I realized that the first part of it is probably the easiest part. As we move on, it becomes a little bit more difficult and more difficult further on with the whole first movement of the La Primavera, or Spring. And in fact, if I carry on and arrange the entire section of the Spring, it will be quite an advanced player that needs to play that. So I'm going to play it from the beginning for you as it is written now. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. So what I would recommend before you start learning this is to practice the E major scale with the fingering. Remember, E major has got the 4 sharps that are part of this song as well, the F, C, G and D sharp. So if we would be playing the E major scale, we start with the first finger on the E, and there how the fingering goes. With the right hand, it would be a good exercise to prepare you for learning this song. For the first 4 bars, your hand is in a position like you would be playing the E major scale in the 2nd octave of your instrument, with the first finger being on E, 2nd on F sharp, 3rd on a G sharp, 4th on the A, and 5th on the B. So fingers are next to each other. Very important when you play songs where you're using the black notes. Don't keep your hand there and stretch for the black notes, but rather bring all the fingers and try to keep this round hand and bring all the fingers close to the black notes so that we don't need to be looking for them and stretching the fingers for them. Okay? And now, as I said, for the first 4 bars, I'm keeping everything next to each other. So until here, I didn't move my hand anywhere. So now on bar 5, where we've got this red fingering there, so that means in bar 5 I'm going to have G sharp with the 3rd finger, then A is with the red number 1, which means that my thumb goes under the 3rd finger, goes to the A, and then I'm going to play A, B with the 2nd finger, another A, and then I've got again 4 with the red, which means my 4th finger is going to go over my thumb and I get to the G sharp, and the next note is a F sharp. So I would practice this bar 5 on its own a few times, just this part, and one more time to see it. Okay, the following bar, we've got the green fingering, which, if you remember I said earlier, is when we're having a little bit of stretch between the fingers. So, if you see I've got the F sharp with the 3rd finger, then I stretch 2nd to the D sharp, I stretch the 1st to the E, and I stretch the 2nd to the E, and I stretch the 3rd to the G sharp. So I'm just gonna play this bar 6, which is... So this is what happens in this bar. So I recommend that you repeat this a few times. Now you take it, the 2 bars, bar 5 and 6. Stretch, 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 stretch. Okay, and one more time, bar 5 and 6. And now from here on, for the next 6 bars, again, we are in the same place for the E major scale. And now we come to the next section of this piece. So now we're on bar 13, where you have again green fingering for the B, which means I'm going to just move my hand like that. So my 4th finger was on A, now I'm just going to move it 1 note away to the B, and then my 5th will be falling on the C sharp, which I'm going to need just now. And while you play this part, I would recommend that you keep your first finger stretched to the E. If you see, my other fingers are G sharp, second, A, 3, B, 4, and C sharp, 5. So my first stays there, and if I keep it there for 4 bars, I don't need to do anything else. And now I'm going to stretch my third finger to the C sharp. And now I go over the first finger with the third, G sharp. And I go over with the second, and I press the 2 and 4. I've got a double note. Hopefully you are used to playing double notes. And my third finger is on E. And I'm going to repeat this section again with the same fingering. Finish with a full E major chord. And that's all about the right hand. So there will be a link to the getting this page in a PDF size so that you can practice it on your own. Now I'm going to show you what happens in the left hand. I try to always, when I arrange something to make it easier, I try to make it easier, but I also want to give the student a little bit of a challenge, challenge. So in other words, that's the way to get better. If we don't challenge ourselves, we don't get better. So what we've got is a lot of E bass and a lot of E major chord. And when, as you know, when the two notes are written on top of each other, means that we press both the fourth and the third finger. So this is what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first 4 bars. Very easy. So then, those of you that have started to play scales with the left hand, they would know that in order to play a scale with the left hand, my fingers are all positioned on the second row of the accordion. So after playing the chords, I'm going to move like this, and my fourth finger will be on the E bass, fifth will be on the A, and the second will be on the B. So now watch what happens in bar 5. I've got E, E, A, A sharp, and then B with the B major. The fingering is there. As you can see, it's E, E, A sharp, B. So the A sharp is the counter bass of the F sharp. So this is the E, E, A sharp, B, and then we carry on with the same what we had earlier. And then again the same thing. Right, after that again we carry on with just with the E and the E major. And that's what you have to do. My advice to my students always is first practice it separately. Learn each hand on its own. Master each hand on its own, and then putting it together becomes easy. When you start putting it together, I again recommend to my students, don't try to play the whole page in one session. Take 4 bars. Play them again and again and again and again until you master them. If you're happy, take another 4 or another 2. And then eventually, by the end of the week, you should be able to play the whole little page together. And there it is one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And this is the very first part of Vivaldi Spring. a small little extract from it. Very easy. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to this channel so you can be informed about new videos. And also, if you enjoy this video, you can buy me a coffee. The link for buy me a coffee will be in the description of this video. Thank you.